Now at 6, a tree fight. A city council member blocked from building on his own property.
And not so fast, a last-minute change blocks a plan to get panhandlers off Dallas Street. So what happens now to the $100,000 solution?
You're watching NBC 5 News at 6.
New at 6, a McKinney City Councilman is accused of chopping down more than a dozen trees illegally, but on his own property.
The city says it happened at the site of a new brewery near El Dorado Parkway and Highway 5. Tonight, the councilman is vowing to fight a hefty fine.
NBC 5 Collin County reporter Meredith Yeomans is live at the construction site. So how much are we talking about here, Meredith?
$44,000, Meredith, for the unauthorized removal of 18 quality trees on this property. But Councilman Don Day insists he did nothing wrong and says the city is overreacting. The city's slogan is unique by nature, and in the shadows of this water tower on a 17-acre piece of property, it's easy to see why. But among the flowers, trees, and brush so thick you need a 4x4 to access, McKinney Councilman Don Day has another vision.
We're making it unique by nature, not opposed to it.
Day wants to build a brewery, restaurant, and equestrian center. His company began clearing the land last year until the city issued a stop work order, claiming he violated the city's tree ordinance by cutting down 18 quality trees without a permit.
I'm a tree hugger.
Jill Alcantara lives nearby. She says she isn't against the project, but how the councilman is going about getting it done.
The city residents want this ordinance enforced.
The city says trees that are less than 6 inches in diameter at 4 feet 6 inches above the base are not considered quality trees. Day says some of the trees in question were small enough to be cut down without a permit. The rest, he says, were already dead.
There are people in McKinney who are opposed to development. This is a commercial development. There's certain people who do what they can to block commercial development. That's what it's about. This is...
Day says he's done his own tree measurements and plans to present them to the city.
I think they're wrong.
Committed, he says, to getting his project back on track and keeping politics from impeding progress. Day says he believes the city's tree ordinance should be modified, but he won't have much time at all to do that as a councilman. His second term expires in just 2 weeks, but he'll continue his work as a developer. Live in McKinney, Meredith Yeomans, NBC 5.
All right, Meredith, thank you. The issue is scheduled to go before the city's Board of Adjustment next week.
New at 6, a plan to fight panhandling and help the homeless in Dallas was tossed to the curb at City Hall today over complaints from city council members. It has been in the works since Dallas closed the first of several homeless tent cities last year. Our Ken Kaltoff is live in Dallas at a notorious panhandling location. Ken?
Brian, it's rare when you don't see someone asking for money here at the corner of Inwood and Stemmons in Dallas. One guy just headed over to the other side away from our camera. The plan today was to offer day labor, homes, and other services to people on the street, alternatives to panhandling. 67-year-old Robert Kirk says he's been on the street around 5 years.
Hot, cold, you name it.
Some drivers pity the man.
Especially this old man, he can barely walk. He's here every day. I would leave here today.
He says he'd be happy to accept his own place to live, but refuses shelters.
You want to search all your belongings? You want to get off in your business? Hell with that. I'd rather be outside.
He's one of 4 panhandlers we saw at this corner. Some don't like cameras. The gas station manager says they're a nuisance to customers.
They're very pushy. Sometimes they don't even let you out.
One driver says these guys should be working.
You know what you need is a good job. He goes, dude, I can't find one.
Arranging day labor for panhandlers was a key part of the $100,000 contract up for approval at Dallas City Hall.
We've been working on this thing for over a year, and I'd like to get it out there.
City council members rejected it.
I think the idea of majority that's going towards administration fee is not necessarily what we intended it to be.
We don't need to overthink this, but we do need to think it, and I don't think we did the first time around.
Drivers we met would like to see something done.
I don't know that much will change.
You never know who you're going to help, even though it may be like 10 or 15%, it's worth a try.
The city can ticket panhandlers, but they rarely pay. The city does not want to hire them directly and pay them benefits. It wants an outside agency to help, and so the city will seek new bids from vendors for a new panhandling program. Nothing changes for now. Reporting live in Dallas, Ken Kaltoff, NBC 5.
Thank you, Ken. The annual homeless census back in January counted almost 3,800 homeless people in Dallas and Collin counties.
Parents are upset tonight about overcrowding at a popular Fort Worth school, but the district says it has a plan to fix it. We're talking about Tanglewood Elementary School along Overton Park. Larry Collins is live where parents are meeting with the district right now. Larry?
Good evening. That meeting starting right now at Pascal High School. I can tell you this school is packed with parents, many with a lot of concerns. At the root of the issue, they're trying to find ways to stop overcrowding at Tanglewood Elementary School. They agree that something has to happen. How to make that happen and what the remedy should be is where it gets a bit contentious. When school lets out at Tanglewood Elementary, it looks like someone stirred a Texas-sized anthill.
In the mornings and afternoon, you'll see tons of kids walking back home, parents walking back home, riding their bikes.
It's a testament to Tanglewood's popularity.
We bought a house based to make sure that we were living in the Tanglewood School District.
Now it seems the school is bursting at the seams.
Our children barely have any playgrounds. They're filling them with portables and parking lots. We don't have gardens. We have shortened lunch times.
Those portable classrooms crowd the campus.
Right now, I think we have somewhere close to 850 students. I think the building holds 594.
There are possible solutions, some of which aren't all that popular, like a new school elsewhere, splitting the population.
It would be a little bit longer of a commute from the neighborhood's houses that are right here.
Take into consideration all options, whether that means looking to other neighborhood schools to help us alleviate that overcrowding.
That other school is this one, Alice Carlson Applied Learning Center, about 2 miles away. It houses students from across the district who are selected by a lottery. Some Tanglewood parents want it reverted back to a neighborhood school. Parents there say, not so fast.
I don't know if I have the exact answer to that right now, but I know that I don't want to see Tanglewood get any bigger.
Either way, they say something has to give. Now, I can tell you that parents from both schools are here in full force this evening. Many are very passionate. We do understand that the superintendent of schools will have concrete, tangible solutions and recommendations at tonight's meeting. Live in Fort Worth, Larry Collins, NBC 5.
Thank you, Larry. Tonight, a proposal that could shut down troubled school bus agency DCS is still alive in the state legislature.
Meanwhile, NBC 5 Investigates is taking a closer look at what led up to the financial crisis at DCS in a special half-hour report at 6:30. NBC 5 senior investigative reporter Scott Friedman is here to explain. Scott.
Meredith and Brian, DCS just issued a statement tonight calling the proposal that's close to passing the state legislature irresponsible and foolish. DCS says it predicts chaos with student transportation if the agency gets shut down. That legislation pending in Austin would let Dallas County taxpayers vote on whether to close DCS, the school bus agency that's drawn anger from some lawmakers over safety concerns and financial mismanagement. Now, tonight at 6:30, we're digging into millions of your money that DCS spent on a questionable land deal. We've learned a man tied to a risky business venture that got DCS into financial trouble helped orchestrate the land deal. One of his associates profited from it. And there are questions about whether campaign contributions played a role in who cashed in. Tonight, DCS announced it has contacted law enforcement to come in and review all of its past business operations after our reporting raised questions. It's an investigation so big we're devoting a half hour to it. Watch our special report, Big Buses, Bigger Problems, the Land Deal. That's coming up, guys, in just about 20 minutes.
All right, we'll see you then. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you. Coming up next, a new extreme weight loss treatment in North Texas promising to flush the fat from your body.
Plus, NBC 5 responds with a fast way to make money on your belongings without getting rid of them.
And then serving Texas families for nearly 100 years, we go inside a Tex-Mex icon empire.
I'm New East Scruggs. All-Pro running back Ezekiel Elliott has missed practices after being injured in a car accident. We'll have the latest on his condition coming up in sports.
We have a health alert tonight. If you are considered obese, there is a new FDA-approved weight loss treatment in North Texas. But this is not for everyone. Doctors can now insert a tube in your stomach, kind of like a feeding tube, that allows you to drain up to 30% of what you eat before your body absorbs the calories. One man says it helped him lose 100 pounds. Now, it may sound extreme, but doctors say it is an option for obese patients who do not want to undergo bariatric surgery.
There's different strokes for different folks. Some people are not comfortable having part of their stomach removed, or they're not comfortable having their intestines rerouted. And this is just another tool in our toolbox.
The device, called Aspire Assist, requires commitment for it to work. Patients have to drain their stomach within 30 minutes after eating 3 times a day.
Better streets are coming to the city of Denton. The city council unanimously approved nearly $30 million worth of contracts to keep streets in tip-top shape through 2020. All right, if you have your eye on a new car or maybe a pricey new handbag and can't quite afford it, there's an app for that.
Yeah, there are several services that let you buy something new and even make money off it, but you got to be willing to share. NBC5 responds. Wayne Carter is here now with a look at how you could cash in. Wayne?
Hey, sharing's good, right? If you think about it, many of the things that we want or we really think we need, they kind of sit around for hours on end and aren't used at all. Why not buy that new car or boat and let someone pay you to use it when you're not? Boatbound is like Airbnb for your boat. You list your nice new boat and people pay to be able to use it when you're not. The company says just 2 rentals a month would pay for all the pricey expenses that come with owning a boat. Rent it a little bit more and you're paying the boat off faster using the money for others. There's a similar app for cars too. It's not just the big things. StyleLens lets you rent out the clothes in your closet. You can send off several outfits and the companies will send them to renters for you, and then you get them back when you're ready to wear them again. The company splits the profits with you, but if you have designer clothes, you could make hundreds of dollars a week just by sharing. And if your backyard is pretty enough for a wedding, you can rent it out too using Hitch. You're making money and often helping others solve their problems at a fraction of the cost by, for helping them buy something a little bit differently. There's even more ideas of things you can rent. Everything from your bike to your camera online right now at NBCDFW.com. Just remember to always be cautious when you're meeting people that you don't know. But talk about a cool way to get something new and get some help paying it off. Wayne Carter, NBC5.
Interesting idea.
Yes.
Thank you, Wayne. The oldest Mexican restaurant chain in the U.S. started right here in Dallas. The Martinez family opened up their first El Fenix restaurant way back in 1918.
And tonight, anchor Chris Gutierrez shows us how Texas connects us to a family business with a rich history.
On the north side of Woodall Rogers,
well, my father started in 1918.
Sits a little piece of Dallas history.
Dallas wasn't jumping like it is today.
And if you're lucky,
how we doing today?
You might even meet a piece of that history.
I've given you my card, haven't I?
Alfred Martinez slowly makes his rounds.
I'll give you a hint. He's already on Medicare.
He's not here as often as he used to be.
You look great. You think so?
Yes, sir.
And at his age...
You're how old now?
Another month I'll be...
No one can really blame him.
93.
Alfred is the last sibling of the Martinez family, which started the famed El Fenix Mexican restaurant in Dallas.
It would be directly across the street.
Their first location was where Woodall Rogers Expressway now sits.
It was known as called Little Mexico back in the old days.
In 1964, the family paid about $7,000 to buy the land to build what locals now call the original location on McKinney Avenue.
All of us, Mama, Papa, and all the brothers and sisters grew up working in a restaurant at the time.
And their hard work paid off. El Fenix is now the oldest Mexican restaurant chain in the U.S. Alfred can't help but think about his parents.
They would be proud and happy.
The Martinez family sold all 15 of their restaurants back in 2008. though no one will say for how much.
He paid us well. Yeah.
Wow.
But Alfred will always be welcome here, and so are his stories about all of those customers.
We have customers that have been coming here for years and years, and their kids grow up in here. You know.
Chris Gutierrez, NBC 5.
Oh, cool. To get to meet him, you know?
What a treasure,
Yes.
right? Speaking of, we've got our own treasure right here.
Oh, David.
Oh, that's some kind of transition. I don't know if I can live up to that one. I tell you what is the treasure is this weather out here. Just a superb day. This is the view in Fort Worth, not a cloud in the sky. Let me show you Dallas, and you'll see same thing. Bright, clear skies, and it has just been a beautiful day from start to finish. Now, the temperature has warmed up. We're at 83 now, that in spite of the northwest wind, but it feels very comfortable with that low humidity, especially if you get out of the sun and step into the shade. It's still very comfortable. Early this morning, it was quite chilly. Our record low was 54. Didn't quite get there officially. It was 58 this morning, but that was the warmest reading in North Texas. Look, we got down to 50 in Hillsboro and Palestine and Bonham, into the upper 40s from Sherman and Gainesville to Granbury and Graham's 44. That was the coolest temperature ever this late in the spring at that location. By afternoon, we did warm up into the low 80s, 70s back east, and I think it will be cooler in that direction overnight. We'll probably see low 50s, not quite as cool here, but still a very pleasant night ahead, hovering near the 60-degree mark in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, 50s just about everywhere else. But a quick warm-up tomorrow. We'll be around 90 degrees, and if that's not hot enough, take a gander at what's going to happen on Friday. Low to mid-90s here, and yes, we may very well be seeing 100-degree readings out west. For now, clear. I think we stay that way through Saturday, but Saturday evening, watch as a dry line develops and pushes in. I don't expect widespread coverage, but there could be a few stray severe storms Saturday evening. Sunday, the better chance for rain, particularly in the morning hours. I think that'll shift to the south, though, and Memorial Day looking pretty good. Around here tonight, we're going to call for clear and cool with a low of 59, but a quick warm-up with that south breeze. We'll hit 90 by afternoon, and then the temperature into the mid-90s Friday and Saturday. Like I said, could be 100 in some of our western counties. Low storm chances Saturday evening with the best opportunity west of Fort Worth. More widespread showers on Sunday, but I think we turn out with a pretty good Memorial Day. And looking ahead to next week, well, it's still warm, but nothing terribly hot like Friday and Saturday, and low storm chances maybe Wednesday and Friday.
All right,
Looks
David.
about normal.
Yeah.
Thanks, David.
Sports director Newy Scruggs joins us now.
What's going on with Zeke, man?
You know, accidents happen to even good people. All right, Ezekiel Elliott, the running back for the Cowboys, did very little. He was involved in a car accident. He got rear-ended. Not his fault. Coming up, we'll have the latest on him and tell you about one player we think you should keep an eye out for this upcoming season.
NBC5 Sports Director Newy Scruggs.
Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott was in a car accident over the weekend. The NFL's leading rusher has not practiced with the Cowboys the last 2 days. The Cowboys say Zeke suffered a head injury, but it is not believed to be serious. Zeke did some work on the side while his teammates went through drills. The Cowboys say it's a precautionary move. Elliott will not practice with the club on Thursday, but he is expected to practice next week.
He's good. Yeah, I mean, he's good. Zeke's he's going to be ready to go the moment he can.
You know, it was a minor accident, and we're just kind of taking precautions. That's about it, but I don't think it's anything anyone's concerned about.
NBC5's Pat Doney joins us now to discuss the Cowboys. Pat, you were out there at the start today for practice. How did Elliott look to you?
He looked fine. I mean, he's running around doing high knees, plyometrics, jogging around. I mean, he looked fine. Multiple Cowboys veterans did not practice today. Sean Lee did not practice. Jason Witten did not practice. All getting rest. I don't think the Cowboys are concerned. They said that over and over and over today. They were not concerned. And I think this is just them being very careful because he's a little stiff.
And make sure we understand, these are voluntary workouts. These are not padded practices at all. All right, are they concerned with anything else with Zeke Elliott?
Jason Garrett was asked that multiple times, and he was very clear. They are not concerned with anything to do with Ezekiel Elliott on or off the field, which is a little interesting with the NFL's investigation that's still going on. But Jason Garrett again saying they are not worried about anything to do with Ezekiel Elliott right now.
All right, any young guys out there catch your attention today?
Absolutely. 4th-round pick Ryan Switzer looks fantastic. Number 10, you're going to see him in the video here. Cole Beasley's out with a slight hamstring. They're just being really careful with him. So Beasley stepped in with the first-team players today. And as you can see, he's quick. He had the ball in his hands a lot today. I think this is a guy who's going to make an instant impact for this team. And the other thing to watch, Newey, he's very good returning punts. He's going to help them with special teams a lot this season.
Look, Lucky Whitehead is in trouble, okay? Right? You take a guy like Switzer, that's a guy who performed outstanding at North Carolina. I watched a lot of North Carolina football games. Mitchell Trubisky drafted number 2 overall. Switzer was his guy. This is a playmaker, and this is one thing that you need on the team, special teams, and also the ability to work in some offensive sets.
Dak called him quarterback friendly, and if the quarterback's saying that, that's a good sign if you're Ryan Switzer.
Oh, Jerry Jones has said on draft weekend that he felt like this was a Dak friendly type pick. So, all right, Ryan Switzer, we're on board right there. Yeah. All right, Pat, thank you very much. The Rangers are back in Boston to take on the Red Sox again. Game's just underway, scoreless in the first. They are facing all-star Chris Sale. We will have highlights for you at 10. By the way, Adrian Beltre will play an extended spring training game in Arizona for a minimum of 3 days. He has not played this season because of a calf injury. And the 71st Dean and DeLuca Invitational at Colonial tees off tomorrow in Fort Worth. Today was the Pro-Am, and just like last year, Jordan Spieth and funny man, actor, comedian Bill Murray teamed up. Always a good time when Bill Murray is there. And that's sports.
Give him a little good luck. Awesome.
Yeah, glad Zeke's okay, that's for sure.
Me too.
No rodents on the golf course there?
Just a candy bar, I'm sure, somewhere around.
Well, it'll be a good day for golf tomorrow, maybe, but we're going to get really hot the next few. Mid-90s Friday and Saturday. Some of our western counties are likely to see 100 for the first time this season. Storm chances? No, nothing through Friday, but maybe late Saturday out to the west.
You know how many people did not get what we just said? Just want to let you know, there's a lot of people that didn't watch that movie. That movie was a long time ago. A lot of people didn't watch that movie.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Up next, our NBC 5 Investigate special. Big buses, bigger problems, the land deal.
We'll see you at 10.
NBC 5 News at 10, weeknights.